you. This is talkSPORT Breakfast, 9:48 on Tuesday, February the 17th. You might have seen those pictures that went viral yesterday of the Chelsea players.
I did.
Straight past the Hull City mascot.
Not a good look.
You know, I'd expected a statement from Chelsea today, so I'm going to give them a bit of advice, and it's advice for free, by the way, as well. I'm not sure what the PR team do there.
Yeah.
But if I'm at Chelsea right now, I'm getting in contact with Hull City. I'm getting in touch with those kids and their mums and dads, and I'm saying, sorry about that. What we're going to do is we're going to take you down to Stamford Bridge and give you a fantastic day out for the kids and the mums and dads as well, just to make up for what happened to them when they were blanked by Chelsea player after Chelsea player. Now, though, they may have blanked them unintentionally. Okay, it's quite possible. But just in terms of PR, come on, boys at Chelsea, pull your fingers out, put it right.
Yeah, it was a poor look. I was actually surprised that some people, I was reading some of the comments, some people were kind of sticking up for it and saying, you know, some people were saying, well, they're Hull City mascots and just completely missing the whole point. Didn't matter who they
little boys and girls.
That's my point. Didn't matter who they supported. They're small kids. It was poor. And I'll mention it again, you guys like McGinn and Grealish and boys like that, anytime you see them with the kids, fantastic mascots and things like that. That's the way it should be. Listen, we all make mistakes. But you're right. You have the opportunity to rectify.
Just make a gesture and do it now.
Yeah.
Organise it today. Make it public today as well. And everybody will think a lot better of you, Chelsea. Take my advice. Invoices coming. Anyway, look, sad news last night. Legendary actor and filmmaker Robert Duvall passed away at the age of 95. Duvall, an absolutely brilliant performer. He won the Oscar, of course, for his part as an alcoholic country and western singer, I think, in Tender Mercies. And,
brilliant.
And he was known for his roles in The Godfather and The Godfather 2. And, of course, Apocalypse Now as well, which is...
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah, brilliant.
What a line.
And he worked with some great people, didn't he?
Oh, man, the best.
Marlon Brando, Al Pacino,
John Wayne.
And Ally McCoist as well. Our favourite film that he's done. And the only time, to my knowledge, that he was teamed up with McCoist was in A Shot to Glory.
In the small village of Kilnockie, not much ever changes.
Should try this new invention, Gordon, called a car.
But now,
it is, of course, the recent signing by Kilnockie of Jackie McQuillan.
Scotland's most notorious star soccer player has been chosen to boost the town's struggling team.
This guy's going to give us the punch we need, Gordon, to make a run at the cup.
Don't you want to win a cup? Teams win the cup, Peter, not prima donnas reminiscing their past glory.
Academy Award winner Robert Duvall, Michael Keaton, and introducing Ally McCoist.
They are all driven, stubborn, selfish, and as competitive as a pack of street dogs.
This is our shot at glory, lads. All right? All right?
A shot at glory.
Now, as if doing a whole film alongside Ali wasn't enough, here's Robert doing some punditry alongside Dougie Donnelly, John Collins, and Ali.
We're now joined by a genuine Hollywood legend, Robert Duvall. Bob, you're very welcome. Lovely to see you. And I hear you're becoming extremely knowledgeable about Scottish football.
Well, I am, but also I'm here to keep next to him, so because you got to keep your tabs on this guy. He'll get away from you.
Tell me
you
about
learned your line. And he's actually quicker than me. He says you have to lose 20 pounds.
Now, what's this I hear about
great,
you two going to make
I still haven't got over the Manchester United match yet.
You watched that?
Unbelievable.
Brilliant.
So what was he like? You had the joy of
that's what he was like.
him.
Do you know something? That's what he was like. It was fantastic, and it's bizarre actually. I think you're talking about one of the greatest actors that ever lived on this planet. To tell you the truth, you mentioned some of the names of people he worked with, but I mentioned it earlier, Jeff. Do you know what he was? He was just a good guy. He was a good guy, and the boys will all back me up. We'd what a laugh we had doing that movie. I mean, the tears. One of the sketches came in at Hampden, played in the cup final, and a lot of the boys, you know, Jimmy Boyle and Owen Coyle and all that, big Andy, and one of the scenes was he comes in at the end at half time and we're getting beat 1-0, and he comes in and reads the riot act at half time, right? So all the boys, we're meant to be having an argument with ourselves in the dressing room when he comes in. which is always the case, but all the boys were laying it on thick, right? Because they knew whoever got the last word in before he came into the dressing room would be in the movie, right? Right? So we're getting beaten on the boys at Hampden. There's a big argument going on, right? And then Duvall would come in and there'd be an argument to see who get the last word in, right? So eventually the director caught it on. He says, look, lads, he says, I know what you're trying to do. He says, but come on. He says, give us a break. They get this shot done. So he comes in and we're all arguing, right? And then Duvall comes in, slams the door. And as he came in and slams the door, I think it was Owen Coyle. Coyle, he turns around and said, right, a bit of hush for the gaffer. And the place just fell about laughing because he knew he was getting in the movie. He was brilliant and he loved it. I mentioned earlier, whenever there was a wee gap in filming, we used to get the boxes up or a net up and we'd have a game of heady tennis, and he would just pull up a seat. He would just pull up a seat, Jeff, and have a cup of tea and watch the boys playing. And you think of the movies he's been in.
Oh, yeah. And but how, I mean, he must have spent a lot of time in Scotland filming it. How did he settle into the sort of Scottish way of life?
Loved it. He loved it. And the Scottish people, as you imagine, loved him. The Scottish people are very warm at the best of times. But when somebody comes over and wants to get into their culture, you know, you can't help but like and take them in. And he came over to places up to St Andrews, Crail, all over Lanarkshire, Glasgow, and it was just brilliant. He was going to games. He loved wee Jimmy Johnston. He loved wee Jinky. He went to see Jinky, and he just took to it. And he would sit and he would tell stories as well. I mentioned earlier when he was an up and coming Hollywood actor. He moved into an apartment with Gene Hackman and Dustin Hoffman.
Did any of them make it?
What? That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You think about it. You think about the people he worked with.
There's a movie there in that, by the way, as well, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's, and I know sometimes we go overboard, but I think it's safe to say one of Hollywood's greatest of all time.
Oh,
and a fit, healthy man. Loved his fitness. You know, and they're all laughing at me in there. I mean, there's only so much name dropping you can do, but I'm going to get stick for the rest of the day for mentioning Robert Duvall. You constantly sent me a Christmas card after that movie.
I love it.
Him and Luciano.
However, Roger in Chorley has got one question to ask. When we talk about Robert Duvall and we talk about A Shot at Glory, he says, what was Ali thinking with that penalty miss at the end?
Oh, by the way, that was the one thing. That's the one thing that Robert Duvall, he gave me a bit of stick. He said I took to acting quite well, but missed the penalty. It took me 4,814 takes.
What, you scored the others?
No, to miss the penalty, yes.
Yeah, so you scored the first 4,813?
Yes.
Must have driven them absolutely up the wall. But I think you're absolutely right. We talk about Hollywood greats. They don't come much greater than Robert Duvall. And the greatest thing about it, in many respects, is the longevity. You know, he
Correct.
did it from the very early 60s.
62 to Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
And then True Grit with John Wayne, 69. Rooster, what was his name?
Rooster Coburn.
Rooster Coburn.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What a movie. You think Apocalypse Now, Godfather 2, Pacino, Brando. They don't get any bigger, do they?
Mm.
Great man. A great man. And a very, very sad loss. It was tough last night. I get messages coming through, but you always look at what a 95 years that man lived.
Absolutely. He's a genius of the old silver screen. Couple of texts to close with. Lawrence, the Fulham fan here, says, Jeff, why would he be so cruel to suggest those whole mascots should go to Stamford Bridge? Haven't they suffered enough? Yeah. Thank you very much indeed for that, Lawrence. And Tom, the Arsenal fan, we've been talking about first records and we've been talking about pancake fillings. Tom says, first record I bought was Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz. I was 9 years old. I saved my pocket money for it. And a large mixed donut with chili and garlic on my pancake. Thank you very much. Tom, I think you should save your pocket money on that. Don't bother buying that one, I would say. But brilliant. Coisty, been an absolutely fantastic moment. Swamped with text. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Never seen a reaction like it. Between pancakes and first songs, it's been crazy.
So thank you so much for everybody who's contributed.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, we've had so many texts. I'm going to have to take a little break, which is what I'm going to do for the next 2 or 3 weeks now. I'm just going to chill out for a while with a bit of rest and relaxation. So I'll see you when I get back. Coisty, we'll see you tomorrow morning
Big Al.
6 with Big Al. And Jim and Simon are next.